to reverse the fascism and the manipulation and intoxication of the population through the decimation, through the dissemination of truth. Basically, what we need to do is get the truth, such as those documents that you've just, thank you so much, Alex, for putting that document up on the air, because this is the kind of inside research and discussions and backroom deals that we, the public, need to expose in order to come to some level of intelligent decision-making, because we have got to, if this has got to be about sovereignty, spirituality, and informed consent, we have got to give our consent. I mean, there's a separation of church and state. This is the big battle right now, as far as I can see, is this whole attack on Christianity, attack on spirituality, that we now, the gods of science and medicine, dictate to you what is going to be injected, infected, and intoxicated in your Holy Spirit-filled temple. I am telling you, I am absolutely certain to be here to the very end. This is an issue that shall never go away. We shall always stand for our spiritual religious freedom. I don't care what CNN says about me. I don't care what Fox News has to say. Everyone who considers them either a Christian, Jew, or Muslim has a sovereign spirit right to resist vaccination.
Dr. Horowitz, stay there, absolutely. And I want to bring up the new vaccines they admit they have that, quote, cure you of drug abuse. They admit it literally eats brain cells and eats the receptor sites, and the more advanced vaccines they give you that literally re-engineer the brain to make you a zombie.
Spring is here, growing season. The economy is not getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse. Think about it. At this rate, how will your life be in a month or even a year? Maybe you've been putting things off, but the time to act is now. You need to get your seeds before it's too late. At organicaseed.com, you'll find one of the largest online selections of heirloom seeds, survival seed packs, as well as the giant vegetable seed collections that can feed you and your family for years. Grow your very own fresh vegetables, wheatgrass, fruits, herbs, rice, tea, coffee, and tobacco. With detailed growing guides available to you at no charge, you can maximize your harvest and investment. And the best part? All orders ship within 24 hours. So head over to organicaseed.com. That's ORGANICA seed.com. Organicaseed.com today.
In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.
Well, Obama's already fudging. He's fudged since day one in this election.
If you have a demagogue with a fanatical mass movement, a personality culture, who is imposing the program of a group of extreme bankers and finance oligarchs, that's fascism.
It's not about left or right. It's about a one-world government. This film documents who Obama works for, the lies he has told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back.
If you've always wanted to experience the amazing benefits from using oil of oregano, the time to act is now. With so many places to choose from, where can you be 100% certain you're getting the highest quality oil for your dollar? The answer is simple. PureBulk.com. PureBulk.com brings you ultra-pure, non-diluted oil of oregano with 80% or better carvacrol. PureBulk.com also carries over 120 nutritional products, including atomic iodine, amino acids, herbal extracts, and heart health, all made with no fillers, additives, or fancy packaging, saving you 50 to 90% over store-bought supplements. With each order, PureBulk.com will send you 1 gram of atomic iodine, a 150-day supply, absolutely free. Just enter promotional code iodine at website checkout. Visit purebulk.com. That's purebulk.com, or call 406-251-3270. 406-251-3270 today.
We got Bob Chapman coming up at the bottom of the next hour to give us economic update on what's happening. Alan Watt to come on and give us his view of this whole fear-mongering psyop. And then Niles Harrod, one of the nanothermite experts, exposing the fact that that was found in the WTC rubble. More and more peer-reviewed scientific reports coming out. We had one of the heads of the 9/11 Commission come out a month ago and say that they staged a meeting before the event, before the commission, with the military to lie about the stand-down. That's now mainstream news. This stuff is all unraveling. Dr. Horowitz, there's these whole classes, as you know, but I want you to tell the listeners about them, of new vaccines that, quote, cure mental illness. They go in and attack certain areas of the brain. It's like programmed nanotech viruses is how I would describe it. And they go in and they eat the receptor sites for nicotine and heroin and cocaine. And folks don't believe me, just Google new vaccine to cure drug addiction. But then other scientists went, wait a minute, you won't be able to be happy anymore. Those receptors are for natural endorphins. And, you know, what you would say would be spirituality. I mean, when you talk about wanting to control our souls, this is the next wave, isn't it?
Oh, that's exactly what Genito Pharmaceuticals is all about, Alex. It's the whole concept of vaccination, intoxication for population manipulation and decimation is really where the future of medicine they're heralding lies. And so it becomes literally a battle of nature versus laboratory. You know, and I'm personally choosing, and I don't know too many people in my circle, my friends, my community, that feels like we want to give all of nature over to the manipulators. I think it's a hideous reality that we're looking at, and if you look at the true science, it's not science that they're giving us, in fact. It's actually pseudoscience. There's nothing scientific about their proposition that this flu just happened to naturally land up in Mexico, where suddenly, you know, there's never been anything like it in history. How did that happen? And I also question what they're reporting at the World Health Organization, which is really, if you study deeply, the Rockefeller disease surveillance system. It was set up by the Rockefellers. Now, if people in the United States don't realize they're already working if they're dealing with Rockefellers, they're working with traitors against the United States. That happened during World War II, and history repeats itself when you don't learn history. So literally America is being taken out now with a globalist agenda, and at the forefront of biomedicine and genetics and eugenics and vaccination policy and this whole disease surveillance at the World Health Organization. Study it. The origin of it is the Rockefeller International Global Disease Surveillance System. I wrote about that in the book Emerging Viruses, AIDS, and Ebola.
Well, you're absolutely right. In fact, we have all these medical doctors and scientists and historians on from wide-ranging fields, and they all come back to the same thing. The Rockefellers learned that most cancer was viral. They learned how to put it in the vaccines. They've caught vaccine makers hundreds of times, as you know, being caught doing it. And they think they're God with the GMO crops, with the vaccines, with all of it. What are they going to do as the world refuses to go along with them? They're going to stage pandemics in an attempt to scare us into going under their control.
That's exactly right. So really it is a holy war. It's a war against, you know, not flesh and blood with whom we do battle. It's a spiritual warfare, and when you understand what genetics really is, it's water science. What makes DNA actually operate is the water molecules, the structured water within the genetic strand and around it forming a matrix that receives and transmits light and sound signals. So it's bio-spiritual or bioenergetic processing. It's a virtual antenna to the Creator. And if you don't believe me, read the brilliant research that's already come out that the authorities don't want you to see.
Well, that's why a lot of top atheist scientists are now saying there's something made this.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. I've told you for a long time it's important to be self-sufficient, and today that's more important than ever. We need to be independent, and food and water is the key. You'll never have to stand in a bread line if you have your own bread. You'll never have to go to the Superdome and beg for FEMA to take care of your family in any emergency if you simply prepare. No one is going to take care of your family in the final equation but you. You know eFoodsDirect.com.